Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I'm going to bring you guys my June 2019 Blu-ray and DVD collection update. Be sure to click subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload great new content. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to show it some love and give it a like rating. So what was there, like 14 Tuesdays in June? It seems crazy. There's so many titles and so much to talk about. Hopefully I can remember most of it. Please bear with me. It was a lot of titles. I'm going to go, like I usually do, in order of who sent me the most titles. With the exception of the first two titles, I never got them reviewed in time. Unfortunately, the majority of these reviews are in the shopping guide, so if you guys want to check out my full reviews on these, you would have to watch the shopping guides. If I did a separate video, I will mention it. Otherwise, it's just going to be in a shopping guide. And I want to one last time mention to you guys that I'm going from a 10-star rating to a 5-star rating. I don't think anything from June, with the exception of Robert, got the 5-star ratings. So just so you guys know, those are coming in the future. Instead of 10 stars, we got a 5 stars, a little bit simpler. So first up, we have Forrest Gump. This is the 25th anniversary. Paramount sent me the Blu-ray. It seems weird because they just released this movie not that long ago. Discs are plain. Has a Blu-ray and a special features Blu-ray. Was there something new? Is there anything new? I don't see that it says newly remastered Blu-ray. It doesn't say there's any new special features on this. If you guys haven't seen this, where have you been? But 25-year anniversary makes me feel pretty old. But this is an amazing movie where Tom Hanks plays this guy, Forrest Gump. He's got a low IQ and he's a little slow, and it just kind of covers his crazy life. You know, he goes to war, he becomes a college football player, he becomes a boat captain, just all this kind of stuff happens, and throughout the whole thing it kind of goes back to this girl he loved his whole life, but she kind of just always blew him off and really didn't give him probably what he deserved. But it's a great movie. Runtime on this is 2 hours and 21 minutes, but man, it doesn't feel like it. It's such a good movie, so easy to watch. I love this one, guys. 5 out of 5. Next up, Mill Creek Entertainment sent over the Jackie Chan Adventures, the Demon Portal Saga. 39 episodes, and this is obviously an animated show with the main character Jackie Chan. He's playing himself, and he has this niece, and there's these bad guys called the Dark Hand, and there's these the heck did they call them? These little stones, and they have a little thing on them, and they give you like these powers, and the bad guys are trying to get them all, and Jackie Chan's trying to stop them. He works for some like government agency, but he's like trying to quit, and he keeps kind of getting sucked back into it, and his niece is always finding herself in the middle of it all, and he's always trying to get her out of it. It's a fun show. There's a lot of action, a little bit of comedy. Some of the episodes, though, I didn't really care for quite so much. I gave this one a 3. The discs are stacked. I think it's a 3-disc set. It does have the episodes listed on each disc, so that's pretty good. All right, now I got some titles here from Lionsgate. We'll start off with The Haunting of Sharon. Now, this one stars Hilary Duff, and it was about a true story of Sharon, who was an actress, and she was pregnant, and she goes to her house or whatever, and there's like people there taking care of her in her house, and her husband's a director, and he's out of the country or something, and she keeps trying to get him to come home, and she keeps having these visions that somebody's going to come murder her. And what happened in real life is that she did get murdered, and there was this weird thing towards the end, and I was just like, I don't know, it's a weird way to go, a weird title. Other than that, I liked the movie. I didn't love Hilary Duff in this, but other than the weird ending and the weird title, I thought this one was kind of cool, actually. Leprechaun, also sent by Lionsgate. This is Leprechaun Returns. Now, this is the 8th film, I believe, in the franchise. The second one did not have Warwick Davis, who was the Leprechaun in the first 6, and he was so great. And then they had that Origins one was so terrible. And but this one has a new guy, and he's no Warwick Davis, but he's not terrible by any means. You can definitely tell he was inspired by Warwick Davis's performance. He's kind of back to the funny, silly kind of Leprechaun. And there's these girls, or these women, have started this sorority at the house from the original. And basically what this is supposed to be a sequel to the original, but 20 or 30 or however many years later it's been since the original. And the Leprechaun comes back and he's got to kill everybody. You know, I thought it was interesting. I definitely like this one. Like all the other Leprechauns, none of them are great movies, but they are fun to watch, and this one was pretty good too. Next up, Lionsgate also sent over Orange is the New Black, the complete 6th season. This one takes place pretty much right after season 5. What I didn't like was there kind of is a gap between season 5 and 6. Probably a little bit of a spoiler if you haven't seen season 5. Well, they kind of get raided at the end, and then it just kind of jumps into them all being in mechs. And then it kind of like the government's trying to kind of really add on some time for some people and get some people out of there. And there's a lot of new faces. Some old faces have gone. I love this season, guys. It was really interesting, a lot of fun, and I think really brought this show back to be, for me, to being one of the best shows out right now. Definitely check this one out. Lionsgate also sent over Under the Silver Lake. Now, this was a really strange movie where Andrew Garfield is, he meets this woman, and the next day he goes to find her. Like, they live in the same apartment complex, and he goes to find her, and her house is like completely cleared out, and she's disappeared, and he thinks maybe something's happened to her, and he's trying to find her, and it's almost kind of like an investigation. But man, this movie went all over the place. It had some really weird stuff. I don't know. I saw some people saying they liked it, but I did not get this movie. It was over 2 hours long, and the best part of the whole movie for me was when Andrew Garfield wakes up and there's an Amazing Spider-Man comic stuck to his hand. I mean, that was kind of funny. But other than that, man, I mean, this movie was just so crazy and weird, and I just really couldn't get into this one. All right, Lionsgate also sent over Crypto. Now, this one has Kurt Russell and Luke Hemsworth, but in smaller parts, not like one scene, but they were smaller parts. This guy, played by Bo Knapp, he's like an anti-money laundering agent at this bank, and he basically makes this report so they can't do business with this company, and they get mad, so they send him back to his hometown, this little small farm town, and he doesn't want to be there. You know, he kind of left on bad terms, and he's got to just kind of investigate all the paperwork there and make sure there's nothing fishy going on. There's like conspiracies, and not everyone or everything as it appears. This movie was okay, not great. To me, it was just a little too all over the place. I mean, it took a long time really to even understand what this movie was about. It's about this, it's about that, it's about that, you know. It just seemed like it was kind of all over the place. It did have a really cool ending, though. All right, so these next two, like, I believe in just being brutally honest about movies. I don't try to sugarcoat it. I'm not out here trying to get a quote of you know, praising a movie. There's so many people that just praise terrible movies, you know, just for whatever their motivations are. First up, Madea Family Funeral was sent over from Lionsgate. This one wasn't a terrible movie. I had never seen any of the Madea films. I decided to go ahead and check this one out. In this one, this guy dies, obviously. It's his funeral, and his whole family has to get together, and there's kind of a lot of turmoil in the family. People are cheating on each other. People are lying to each other. There's resentment from the past. And then there's like Madea. And I thought, like, all that, you know, I thought was pretty good. I thought everybody acted that well. It was a good story. I really enjoyed the story on this one. But for me, just that whole Madea and her friends was so annoying, and I did not care for it. So overall, the movie was all right, but I don't care for the Madea thing. Now this one, Gloria Belle with Julianne Moore. This one is about this woman who's, you know, past middle age, and she's just kind of out dating and meeting people, and that's about it. I mean, this movie to me was really slow, pretty boring. I really enjoyed Julianne Moore. She's always great in movies, but the movie just didn't really seem to be about much. She meets this guy, and he's kind of weird, and he leaves her in Las Vegas. I don't know. I didn't care for this one too much, guys. All right, from Warner Brothers, they sent over Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love this one, guys. There's a great slipcover on this. It's embossed. It's kind of a metallic or whatever finish on that. But the movie was great. The Ninja Turtles come to Gotham, and they don't know who Batman is, and they think he's a bad guy, and he thinks they're bad guys, and then they're kind of fighting, and then they end up teaming up, and it just has tons of characters from both franchises, and it was just so much fun to watch. I really enjoyed this one, guys. Definitely check this one out. Also from Warner Brothers, they sent over the new Scooby-Doo movies, the Almost Complete Collection, and that was on Blu-ray, and then they sent the best of the new Scooby-Doo movies, the Lost Episodes. Now, this one is really cool. I didn't know exactly what this was. I thought they were like the actual movies, but what it is they had an actual series called the New Scooby-Doo Movies, and it was a couple years after What's New Scooby-Doo. They were longer runtime. They all had famous guest stars. Of course, today's youth probably isn't going to know who they are. I knew I had seen a couple of them, but they had been released previously. Like, I knew for sure I had seen the Batman and Robin one, but that one was on the Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin or whatever. Scooby-Doo meets Batman. I can't remember the name of it. So, and it's the Almost Complete Collection because I guess there was one episode with, was it Kiss? I can't remember who it was now, but they couldn't get the rights cleared, or they didn't, or whatever. So it's supposedly just missing one episode. Definitely a cool collection. Definitely worth checking out if you guys are Scooby-Doo fans. Now this one they released because it's 8 previously unreleased episodes. That's why it's called the Lost Episodes. Now all those episodes are on this Blu-ray collection. If you had bought the previous New Scooby-Doo Movies collection that didn't have these 8 episodes and you already had the rest, you could just buy this and just get those 8 episodes for a lot cheaper. Of course, you're getting it on DVD instead of Blu-ray, but to me, the quality didn't seem much different. I tried watching both. The quality seemed pretty similar. Now, also from Warner Brothers, they sent over the Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin collection. Now, I did make a video on just these. If you guys really want the reviews of just these, that video is up. You can just search for Batman on my channel. I'm not going to go too much into these. I do like the artwork. Some people didn't like it so much. It's kind of a foil finish, and each one it has a color theme, which is carried on to the back. So you got like blue, purple, green, and red. Batman, of course, classic. Tim Burton, Michael Keaton as Batman, and Jack Nicholson as Joker. And it's kind of just Joker trying to kill Batman and take his revenge on Batman for this accident he was in. That Batman, I don't know, kind of caused, I guess. Great movie. I love this movie. I've always really enjoyed it. Looks great on 4K. Batman Returns, I feel like is a little bit of a lesser movie. Still fun. Great look to it. Kind of the characters are really weird, though. You got Danny DeVito as the Penguin. And he's just really weird, you know. But you also have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and they kind of have this on-again, off-again relationship where one minute they're fighting, like actual fighting, and the next minute they're making out. And of course, Michael Keaton back as Batman. Definitely another great movie. Then we have Batman Forever. Now this one is no longer Tim Burton, no longer Michael Keaton. You got Val Kilmer as Batman, who still does okay. You know, he's not as good as Michael Keaton, but he's all right. And then you got Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. I really love Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, although I don't know about on the Blu-ray, but I did notice on this 4K that definitely there's a little bit of makeup issue to me where it's very obvious that he's wearing makeup and it doesn't look extremely real. Jim Carrey, you know, great as Riddler. Definitely enjoyed him in that role. It was another fun movie. We also get Robin in this one, played by Chris O'Donnell. Definitely, I like all these movies, so I definitely recommend that one as well. And then you got Batman and Robin, and this one kind of gets really crazy, over the top, weird, more cartoony. So many people in this. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, who's kind of the villain. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. There's Bane in this, and this one tries to be funny, but man, is it like cringy, so cringy, but I still like it. All right, now from Mill Creek Entertainment, they sent over their newest VHS slipcover style movies, and these are 90s movies, and they made this little I Heart 90s logo thing here. I'm going to run through these ones pretty quickly. Opportunity Knocks with Dana Carvey, and he's like a scam artist, and he ends up going to this house, and they're going to steal everything, and he finds out they're on vacation, and he pretends to be the house sitter, and he kind of gets in with the family and the sister, or was it the sister, or whatever, this woman. He has to lie to everyone, and eventually, in the end, he realizes that he probably shouldn't have lied to everyone. It was an okay movie. Excess Baggage with Alicia Silverstone and Benicio del Toro. She's kind of like this rich brat, and she wants her daddy to pay attention to her, so she fakes her own kidnapping. Unfortunately, at the same time, Benicio del Toro is stealing her car. He doesn't know she's in the trunk, and kind of a lot of stuff ensues, and they're kind of always arguing back and forth and fighting, and he's afraid that he's going to get in trouble for kidnapping. And then she says he's doing some inappropriate stuff. Christopher Walken is also in this one, and I do like this one. Pretty cool movie. Pauly Shore in Jury Duty. In this one, his family, or his parents, or his mom and his stepdad, or whatever they were, they're going on vacation, and they all live in a trailer or whatever. And so they're taking it with him, so he has nowhere to stay. So he wants to get on. He has jury duty, and he tries to get off all these little trials that are going to end. And he wants to get on one that's going to last for a long time, so he has somewhere to stay, because they'll put him up in a hotel room, and then he kind of works out all these deals on his own. It's Pauly Shore. I feel like less annoying than a lot of his other movies. Pretty cool one. Definitely like that one. This one was called Double Team. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman. I don't know, how low was his career at this point where he had to do a movie with Dennis Rodman. Kind of just a really weird movie, and didn't make a lot of sense to me. Mill Creek Entertainment also sent over this double feature, Mo Money and High School High. Always been a big fan of Mo Money. I've always really liked that one. Damon Wayans and Marlon Wayans, I believe it is. I always forget. Yeah, Damon Wayans and Marlon Wayans. They're both kind of con artists, and Damon Wayans ends up like kind of going straight and getting a job at this business so that he can get closer to this woman. But then, he kind of gets in trouble there, and he gets involved in all this shady stuff. Definitely a cool movie. And then this one, High School High with John Lovitz, is a parody movie of these movies where the teacher comes into the inner city and tries to help all the kids get to college or whatever. There's a lot of really funny scenes in this one. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it, but I did definitely like it. Paramount Pictures sent over Jack Ryan, the complete first season. Now, this is the one that was available exclusively on Amazon and is now out on Blu-ray and DVD. In this one, John Krasinski plays Jack Ryan, and it's pretty. I mean, this is something we're pretty used to seeing now. He's like a CIA agent, and he's got to fight all these terrorists, and he has to go over all these countries. There is a lot of action in this, some humor, definitely a lot of fun. Definitely check this one out. Highly recommend this one. Paramount Pictures also sent over 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, also starring John Krasinski. It's crazy how different he looks in these two pictures. I've always been a big John Krasinski fan since he was on The Office. This one takes place, I can't remember the country off the top of my head, but basically there's this secret CIA base, and there's some kind of official is going to be staying up the road, but he doesn't have enough security, and it gets attacked, and everything kind of goes haywire, and then they end up attacking the CIA base, and there's just these couple guys there to protect it, and there's a lot of confusion. They don't know who's good, who's bad, a lot of action. This is definitely one worth checking out based on a true story. And the last one sent over by Warner Brothers was Wonder Park. Now, I definitely did enjoy this one. It was, first of all, very colorful, bright, very well done animation from a visual standpoint. And the story, I definitely like the story as well. It's about this girl who has this really good imagination. Her and mom are always coming up with these theme park ideas, and then they end up like filling their whole house with a scale model, and then her mom gets sick, and she has to go away to get treatment or something, and then the daughter just kind of doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. She packs it all up, and then kind of finds her way back. Definitely worth checking out. All right, For Digital Media sent over the Robert collection. Now, July 2nd, they will be releasing Return of Robert, which will be the 5th installment. I did do a video on these 4 movies. This set here is 2 movies per disc, so 2 discs. I don't know where you can find these movies anymore, though. I know they were available in Walmart's, but maybe eBay, a little bit harder to find now. But you have Robert, The Curse of Robert, Robert and the Toymaker, and The Revenge of Robert. All these movies I felt like were fairly well made for a budget title, had decent acting. Where they kind of let me down was there wasn't a lot of kind of kills or gore or any of this kind of stuff or scariness to them. In the first one, this woman gives this kid the Robert doll, and it really seems a lot like Child's Play, and the doll's just kind of doing these weird things, and then eventually it kills like 1 or 2 people, not really much. So it's kind of slow. And then the second one, the doll is brought to a museum, and it's kind of in their display case, and it gets out and it kills a couple people, and they're kind of suspecting everybody there of doing it. And it definitely does get a few more kills. Still kind of slow though. The third one is actually the prequel, and it's about this toy maker who makes these like high-end toys, and he has like a high-end toy store in the early 1940s, and he ends up getting this Nazi book with all these spells and incantations or whatever, and he ends up bringing the Robert doll to life. I don't know. I don't remember the Robert doll doing a lot of kills. The Nazis killed more people than Robert in that one. And then The Revenge of Robert is actually a prequel to Robert and the Toymaker, although it does eventually lead into part of the first one. So kind of jumps around a little bit, but basically it kind of gets into how this book was made and the guy who made the book from the third one. And the Robert doll isn't really even in it till the end. And that was by far my least favorite and pretty slow overall. The other 3 are, I liked, but the fourth one, to me it was just too slow. For Digital Media also sent over The Odds on DVD. Now this one was about this woman who is playing this game, and there's supposed to be like all this money she can win or something. It's real kind of like they say, but what's going on is kind of vague. The guy isn't real forthcoming with information, and it's kind of like this secret game, and there's supposedly all these people around the country, around the world playing, and basically there's these rounds where you have to kind of torture yourself, and if you don't do it, you get eliminated, and the person at the end, could win a lot of money. And this guy is really weird though. And like at first he seems real nice and cool, but then he starts getting like all creepy stalker on her. And basically she has to keep doing all these different things to torture herself to win the money. And you start kind of questioning what's really happening. And I really liked this one. I thought it was a cool movie. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, they did a lot for a budget title. I don't feel like they 100% answered all the questions, but definitely would highly recommend checking this one out. All right, RLJE Films sent over The Cleaning Lady. Now, this one was about this girl who this lady hires her to clean her house and stuff for a couple $100 a week, and her face is like really messed up, and she's really quiet and shy. And throughout the movie, they kind of explain what happened to her when she was younger, what happened to her face, maybe why she's kind of the way she is. And I thought most of this movie was okay. It was nothing like spectacular happening, but the end of this movie gets insane and crazy. Definitely check this one out, guys. Sony Pictures sent over Slaughterhouse Rules. This one was about this boarding school, and this kid gets sent there, and then he gets there, and there's kind of all this really weird stuff going on, and there's I don't know how much to give away, but basically these creatures get out, and they gotta fight them, and this movie was okay. I thought it would be funnier, but it's okay. Wellgo USA sent over T-34, and this one was about these Russian tank drivers, what would you call it? But this Russian tank, and they're kind of fighting these Nazis, and they're kind of on their own. They get captured, they have to help the Nazis, and then they gotta kind of try to escape the Nazis. That was a really good movie, guys. I really like this one. Highly recommend it. I thought the animation was pretty good on this one, and the effects, and it was a lot of fun. Definitely check this one out. Artsploitation Films sent over Rondo, and this was a strange one. Of course, all of the Artsploitation films are a little strange. These people had set up this weird kind of sex, I don't even know what you would call it, but basically these people come and you're supposed to get paid for doing this stuff, and then it was like this whole murder thing, like they just murder people, and this woman goes there because I think she's trying to get revenge or something, but then they realize what's happening. It's really strange, really weird kind of. Everything about this was really weird. It did have a lot of gore, a little bit of humor, I think, and actually I kind of enjoyed it. But it was definitely very strange. Definitely a unique kind of taste to enjoy this one. Small Town Monsters sent over Terror in the Skies. This was a documentary about different kinds of giant birds and bird sightings in, I want to say it was Illinois, if I remember correctly. It was very interesting, these different sightings of these giant birds and these different stories about these giant birds. You could see here on the cover, though, they have all these different birds, and they kind of went into them all. And to me, it just wasn't focused enough. I definitely enjoyed it, and it was interesting to watch. But they're kind of jumping around to all these cities, all these different stories, all these different kinds of birds like pterodactyls and Mothman, and I don't even know. Just so many hawks, and it just, to me, I couldn't keep with it all. I couldn't remember what they were talking about. They had a lot of eyewitness accounts and secondhand accounts and interviews, and obviously like no actual footage. They did have lots of like animated reenactments. Those were pretty cool. So, if you guys are into like paranormal stuff, check this out. All right, I believe that was everything that was sent to me for review. So now we'll just talk about all my purchases. I did pick up the Mean Girls 15th anniversary in this cool pink case. I've never seen this one, so definitely have to check this out at some point. It does have a lot of famous people in it. Lindsay Lohan, Tina Fey, Lacey Chabert. I can't think of her name. But yeah, a lot of famous people in this one. I did pick up on Indiegogo. I picked up Never Hike Alone on Blu-ray. This is a Friday the 13th fan film. I haven't seen it yet. I don't remember what the disc looked like. Same as the cover. On eBay, I did pick up Escape Room. I did post the unboxing of this, and I did review it when it was in theaters. I really enjoyed this one, guys. It was about these people who go to this escape room. They're supposed to win all this money, and they get there and they find out things are more sinister. The great visual. These rooms are really cool. I really enjoyed this one. It's definitely a good kind of horror thriller movie. Check that one out. I also picked up the Richie Rich Scooby-Doo Show Volume 1 DVD. Now, this one has been previously released. I believe all they did was they just added this new slip cover here. That says 50th Anniversary Collection. It has the 50th Anniversary sticker on there. I was a little confused. I haven't started watching it, and I've never seen it before. It says 7 episodes on 2 discs. But when you look at the episodes, like, that's one episode, that's one episode, that's one episode. And it says, like, Episode 1, Scooby Ghost West, Piggy Bank Prank, Swamp Witch, Muscle Beach, Wax World, Robot Nappers. Like, I don't know how long these are. Like, I don't know. If you guys have seen this one, is that like a half-hour episode right there? Like this 7.5-hour episodes, or like, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is only 279 minutes, so it's like a little over 4 hours, 4.5 hours. I picked up Supergirl, the complete first season, to complete my Supergirl collection. I mean, other than, of course, the one that hasn't been released yet. Also got Arrow Season 1 on Blu-ray and Hell on Wheels Season 1 on Blu-ray. I haven't posted any of those unboxings, but I will soon, hopefully. All right, now Steelbook pickups for this month. I got Toy Story on 4K, Toy Story 2 on 4K, and Toy Story 3 on 4K. I do have unboxings of all 3 of those in one video. I've never reviewed any of those. Definitely enjoyed them all. They're great movies, obviously. Also picked up the Us 4K Steelbook. I haven't got a chance to rewatch this one yet. I did see it in theaters. I never reviewed it. It was a really strange movie, horror movie from Jordan Peele, where there's these people who live underground and they come out to attack the people above ground. Definitely check this one out. Let me know what you guys think of that one. I picked up the 2014 Godzilla FYE exclusive Steelbook. A lot of hate for this movie. I always kind of liked it. Definitely a cool Steelbook. I did unbox that. The new Dumbo 4K Steelbook. This is the new live action movie. I just picked this one up. I did post an unboxing, but I have not watched this movie yet. Captain Marvel 4K Steelbook. I enjoyed Captain Marvel. I do have a review up of that one, I believe. It's kind of the origin stories of Captain Marvel, about this woman who is like the mightiest superhero in Marvel. Definitely check this one out, guys. I believe there should be an unboxing of that up. I picked up the Shout Factory Piranha Steelbook. I haven't posted my unboxing of that yet. I've never seen this one. I have seen the newer Piranha, but never saw that one. I haven't posted yet, but I did get the Fallout Blu-ray Steelbook from Best Buy. I didn't pick any Steelbook up when this one first released because I wasn't a huge fan of the artwork, but they had this down to $10. I think they're trying to clear them out, so I went ahead and picked that one up. Cinderella Signature Collection Blu-ray Steelbook. I did post a unboxing of that one. And just to finish out this video, I have all my Dollar Tree pickups. I did do a video of my Dollar Tree pickups, but if you missed it, see what I got. Don McKay. This one has Thomas Hayden Church and Elizabeth Shue. Citizen Soldier. I'm trying to get these so you guys can see them better. The Phenom. This one has Ethan Hawke, Paul Giamatti. Troll Hunter. I've never seen any of these. Cop and a Half, The New Recruit. The Exterminators. This one has Heather Graham and Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mom. The Signal. This one had a lenticular. 2 images there. 50 Cent and Val Kilmer in Gun. Tomorrow You're Gone. This one has Willem Dafoe. Scorpion King 3. Gosh, he's in this. Ron Perlman. Reign Over Me. I haven't looked yet. I know I have this movie. I'm just not sure if I have it on Blu-ray or DVD. I might have it on DVD. And funny enough, like everybody saw this too. It has actually a Best Buy sticker still on there. Danger Close, Inside Special Ops. Stranded with Christian Slater. A Little Help. This one has Jenna Fisher, Chris O'Donnell. Dog Eat Dog with Nicolas Cage and Willem Dafoe. Kevin Hart, I'm a Grown Little Man. I picked up Management. I think I may have gotten that before. Jennifer Aniston and Steve Zahn. And the last one, John Malkovich in Disgrace. So those are all my pickups and everything that got sent to me review and all that. Love to hear what titles you guys picked up. If you guys saw any of these, I'd love to hear guys' thoughts on them. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, or you can, if you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. Check out the videos. Check out my website, BOBSMOVIEREVIEW.com, and I'll see you guys next time.